United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of the minutes from the September 7th meeting.
Mr. President, I move we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right. Presentations of accounts payable vouchers.
Mr. President, I would like to recommend the claims from September 8th, 2021 through September 20th, 2021 be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
And Mr. President, I would also like to recommend the payroll dated September 17th, 2021 be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Highway. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I have just a few items. The first on our agenda is a performance bond for F&K Construction. This is for the 2021-1 Community Crossings Matching Grant Project Culvert Replacement Project. It's in the amount of $660,269.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this performance bond as presented.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
And we have a payment bond, same company, same project, same amount.
Mr. President, I move for approval of the payment bond from F&K Construction.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
And we have a $5,000 construction maintenance bond for Miller Pipeline, various locations of work in the right-of-way.
Mr. President, move that we approve this construction maintenance bond as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
And we also have a $5,000 continuation certificate for Barriott LLC, work in the right-of-way.
Mr. President, I move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
And finally, we have a permit to Block Road. Excuse me. It's from Eagle Painting and Maintenance. It's for bridge painting on the Swisher Road I-65 overpass bridge. They'll be working under a temporary traffic light. So it'll be one-way, continuous one-way traffic. Be open to the public. It will fully reopen by October 25th.
And when does that start?
Last week.
Okay.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to close or restrict, actually, the Swisher Road Bridge over I-65 for Eagle Painting and Maintenance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Stu, the documents we have in our folder, you do not need signed, just the ones you just brought up? Okay.
Those are the ones we have there. Did I
Okay.
Those are the originals.
Okay. All right. All right, we have the Stanley Security Agreement. Commissioner, are you handling that, or?
Yes.
Or-
Go ahead.
Okay.
We have an agreement from Stanley. This is for ongoing maintenance for the jail CCTV project in the amount of $27,000. I think it's $27,850 or $450, and that is an 18-month term so that it will align with some additional work that they're going to be doing in the coming weeks, and then we'll roll all of those over.
Yep.
So I would move for approval of the current contract that we have before us.
Second.
Okay, and then this is in place of the one that we did at the last meeting.
No, the one that we did at the last meeting was for the intercom
This is
repair.
this is
and
tie all that
this is
other
brand
stuff
new.
together.
A completely separate
Yeah.
project.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second in regard to the Stanley Security Project. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have an agreement with Optometry International, and I understand this one is still a little bit in the works.
Yeah, so just as a procedural matter, I'd suggest that you authorize the president to sign the agreement subject to the approval of council. I can elaborate more. I don't know if you want the guts of the project or the legal twists and turns.
Give us the guts, Kent.
So this is a 5-year agreement for the aerial imagery for the county. It includes LiDAR on 2 occasions for the surveyor's office. We've compared numbers with several other vendors, and this appears to be the best route to go. So
What's the approximate dollar amount?
over the 5 years, it'd be about $1 million.
And is it budgeted for 22, and then it will continue to be budgeted?
Correct.
And is it in 5 payments then? Or is it paid up front?
It's 8 separate projects that'll be budgeted each year.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. President, I move that we approve this agreement that you may sign pending it has legal acceptance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Okay. Thank you. Rebecca? Morning.
Morning.
Requesting an elimination of a deputy director position first. Shirley says we should do them in that order. And then the creation of the Youth Services Residential and Community-Based Services Director. This aligns with the Federal Family Pres Act that comes into effect in late September, early October. It allowed us to look at some services that we were doing that the deputy director was doing, which is a vacant position, and we were able to then readjust that job description, which came back at a lower rate of pay.
So this is a savings then?
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Shirley already offered it up for me at the budget hearings for 2022, so I think it's already incorporated in, but we can make sure of that.
Mr. President, I move that we eliminate the Youth Services Deputy Director position, and then also approve the Youth Services Residential and Community-Based Service Director.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to eliminate the one position and create the other. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you. And then the last two, Tippecanoe County qualified for both a discretionary grant through Juvenile Community Corrections, which is additional funding because of our performance, as well as a performance grant for Juvenile Detention Alternatives Initiative. So both of those grants are due today, and so hopefully you will give me permission to apply for those today.
These must be the only grants that we have today.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. President, I would move that we grant permission to apply for both grants as outlined by Rebecca.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Probation. Good morning. Yeah, you're on.
I'm on?
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Murtaugh alluded to the fact that he had some questions. I'll do my best to clarify that there are quite a few pages here, part of a contract I'm hoping I can get approval for with Total Court Services. So the Probation Department has historically worked with the Sentinel Services. They were down here on the corner of 2nd and Ferry Street. We've separated from them, basically effective the middle of August, and we would like approval to enter into a contractual agreement with Total Court Services. Total Court Services is the same agency that's providing electronic monitoring and drug screening. They're already physically installed down at community corrections. to compare what they can provide versus what Sentinel was providing is to, I mean, it's just night and day, the level of services that Total Court Services can provide. And with that, we asked them to put together a proposed contract. There are 4 parts to this, including an MOU, a Schedule D, a Schedule E4, and a Schedule K. And I'll do my best to explain them. Also, County Attorney Mr. Masson was grateful enough to hold my hand as we walk through these documents. Effectively, the summary is that the MOU just states that hopefully it'll be starting, originally when they sent it to me, it was in the early August. We've been kind of test driving their services as of right now and doing a slow roll. I think we sent about 500 clients down there so far. We're hoping to go formally as of October 1, start into the contractual agreement. The Schedule D is actually a discussion about the drug screen pricing, and that pricing goes like this. So if you show up today to Total Court Services and you're going to do a urine drug screen, it will cost you $15. That's actually $4 less than we had with Sentinel Services. So there's a good price component there for our clients. If indeed there's a positive test and it has to be sent off, that's where it gets a little more expensive as far as confirmation is $25 per substance that they're having to send off to a lab to confirm. A little different with Sentinel, it was $20 for the whole sample, regardless of how many substances there were we were trying to confirm. The third part is E4, is the software schedule. The software schedule includes, there are so many services that they can provide software as far as pushing an e-notice by way of text, by email, by calling. There's also some services they can provide via a web portal. So we have clients that can either make contact by a web portal in person, they can also do it by kiosk, or they can use a phone app. Total Court Services wants to charge or proposes charging at a certain rate per contact. It's like a penny or 5 cents. Excuse me, 10 cents per contact. I might note that schedule takes effect only if the last part of the contract documents, Schedule K, or the K as in for kiosk, we have funding we received again from the Department of Corrections for 2022 through the IDOC for $2,500 a month for kiosk services. As long as those kiosk services are in effect, the E4 software is not, it's waived. The cost of that is waived. Is that the best way to put it? Yeah. Right. So the kiosk is a physical device that's currently installed in the lobby down at Community Corrections, and you would walk in there and you could report in person. They identify you either by facial recognition, IRAS, or I can't remember if there's a palm print currently installed. And then you enter in some data, reporting in if you have an address change, employment change. You can actually check your finances that are due. Just another way to help reduce volume. The people that we're sending to the kiosk, when I say volume, I mean the number of people that are coming into our office physically. I hope to have, I currently have 150, I'm hoping to have closer to 250 individuals reporting by way of kiosk. The people that are reporting in by kiosk are what are identified as low-risk clients, people that we don't need to have coming in once a week or once every other week and physically into the courthouse. They can do that down at Community Corrections instead. So of the 4 documents here, all have been reviewed by the county attorney, both the MOU, the Schedule D, the E4, and the Schedule K. As long as that Schedule K, the kiosk, I receive funding for that, then in effect the cost for the software, the mobile app, will not, I won't incur that. Is that an accurate summary, Mr. Masson? All right. So with that.
And then the, if I remember right, the urine tests, they pay for, except there's some narrow category of potential tests that you would have to pay for. Is that, am I remembering that right? Am I confusing
I'm sorry,
things?
correct. So there are, in addition to the adult side of the office, we also have the juvenile side of our juvenile division in the probation office that will be referring our juvenile clients down to total court services. They will also screen. The difference is that on juvenile clients, they invoice our department, and then we receive reimbursement by way of the juvenile court. The courts themselves can make direct referrals to total court services, not filtering it through the probation department, and they will do that in the cases of some civil proceeding, family law, child custody, divorce. They can send them directly down to court services and don't need to come through us. Then the clients will incur that cost directly. The next time you're down at, I don't know if you've had the opportunity, but they run a pretty tight ship down there. I'm quite impressed with total court services. The software that we can see on the probation side, as far as tracking our clients, is also very impressive. They have a web-based app that I can draw up, and I can pull up and see if my clients have been reporting on time as they're supposed to, or if they're late or haven't shown up, what the results of their screens are. It's quite impressive. They have the technology. So,
You don't happen to have a copy that's been signed by Mr. Hawkins, do you?
I'm sorry, I don't. I believe the only copy is the one that I signed back in September.
Okay. Okay. Will you, can you make sure after we do this that Mr. Hawkins gets this and gets it signed?
Absolutely. And my intention was that if I received approval today, then I would walk over and get a signature from one of the supervising judges, and then from there ask Mr. Hawkins to sign in return, and then I would get to the appropriate parties.
Okay.
Would that be the best?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, Mr. President, I would move that we approve the 3-year contract with Total Court Services as David has outlined.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
It looks like we have one change order.
Yeah, we have one change order with Davidson Construction at the fairgrounds. We had some stormwater pipe that was kind of an argument going in whether it was correct or not. Actually, through Tecton's negotiation, this bill is half the price of what they initially was going to charge us. So I would like to approve this change order to David Excavating of an increase of $22,782.63. So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right, reports on file. We have a report from the Clerk of the Circuit Court, from the Tippecanoe County Treasurer, from the Tippecanoe County Coroner's Office, and the Tippecanoe County Central Mail, and duplicating. Those will be on file in the Commissioner's Office. Is there any unfinished or new business? Public comment.
Move adjourn.
Okay, we're adjourned.